Have you noticed your hair isn't coming back the way it used to? Not just thinning, but different. The texture has changed, the volume is not there anymore, the strand feels weaker, and the parts gets wider. And every time we touch our scalp, it feels like less. And no matter what you try, shampoos, oils, serums, biotin, you don't see real results. That's because this isn't about just hair, and it's not just about aging either. It's a metabolic shift. Hair is not vanity, it's a survival regulated tissue, and after 60, the body is consistently recalculating what it can afford to maintain. If you want to understand why your hair is thinning and how to regrow it, this is the video. We'll go beneath the surface to see what is actually changed inside your body and why your hair is responding the way it is and what it needs. To grow hair consistently, our body needs five conditions working together. Number one, hormonal signaling. Estrogen is one of the most important growth signals for hair follicles. It extends the anagen phase, the active growth phase. After menopause, estrogen drops sharply, and with it, the anagen phase shortens. The result is more hair in the rest phase, more shedding, and less regrowth. DHEA also declines with the age. This weakens sebum production and impacts follicular strength. And let's not forget about thyroid hormone. Specifically, T3, the active form, is what drives keratin production. If your thyroid conversion is impaired, you might not be clinically hypothyroid, but your follicles will still feel it. Number two, protein and nutrient availability. Hair is 95% keratin, a protein. If you are under eating protein or not breaking it down well, you simply can't rebuild that tissue. And even if you're eating enough, most women over 60 are low in stomach acid, which means poor digestion of amino acids. You also need zinc, iron, B6, biotin, magnesium, and silica. Zinc is required for follicle division. Iron transports oxygen to the root. B6 help regulate DHT, and silica is the key for elasticity and shine. If any of these are low, our hair suffers, and more often it's not a diet problem, it's an absorption problem. Number three, mitochondria energy. Every hair follicle requires ATP to grow. ATP is our cellular energy currency, and it's produced by mitochondria. As we age, mitochondrial output declines. The result? Slower regeneration, slower turnover, and more follicles enter into the rest phase. That's why hair thinning often comes with fatigue, ring fog, cold extremities, and poor wound healing. It's not just about your scalp, it's about energy. Number four, blood flow and microcirculation. Our scalp receives blood through small capillaries. If circulation is poor, whether that's due to stress, inflammation, or even posture, those follicles don't get the nutrients or oxygen they need. This is worsened by cortisol. When stress is chronic, blood is redirected to the core organs, and the scalp is deprioritized, and over time, this weakens the follicle. Number five, nervous system tone. Hair growth happens in the parasympathetic state when our body feels safe. But if you're constantly wired, rushing, pushing, or anxious, even if you're eating well, your body won't allocate resources to hair. It's trying to survive, not regenerate. That's why nervous system regulation isn't an optional wellness. It's biological, and we cannot grow our hair in fight or flight mode. Then let's map common hair complaints to a biological system behind them so that we can start reading the patterns of our own body and see what our body needs. You're seeing general volume loss. The hair is finer, flatter, our ponytail feels smaller, often paired with dry skin, joint stiffness, or looser facial tissue. The root cause is estrogen decline and collagen breakdown. We need protein. We need resistant training. And we need support for collagen synthesis like glycine, vitamin C, and silica. Number two, hair loss at the crown or edges. You notice it most at the top of your head or hairline. You feel puffy, inflamed, or bloated. Sleep is shallow, weight gain is creeping in despite no change in eating. This is often cortisol and thyroid related. You're under stress, but it's chronic. Your adrenals are stretched, your thyroid is under converting, and your follicles aren't getting the message to grow. Support thyroid conversion with selenium, iodine, and morning sunlight. Lower inflammation with magnesium, gentle walks, and blood sugar stability. Number 3, hair that shreds normally but doesn't regrow. It's not excessive shredding, but nothing is coming back. And you feel that sluggish, the cold hands, a brain fog, and low energy. This is mitochondrial and circulation related. Your body doesn't have the fuel to regenerate, and blood flow isn't delivering what little you have to the right place. This is where CoQ10, red light therapy, scalp massage, and nitric oxide rich foods can help. It's also where movement, sleep, and even iron status matter. Number 4, brittle or changed texture. Hair may feel dry, coarse, or fragile, like it lost its softness. That is a mineral story, often linked to low zinc, low B6, poor stomach acid, or liver congestion. It usually shows up with white spots on nails, cracks in the corners of the mouth, poor wound healing, or rigid nails. This isn't fixed with conditioner, but it can be fixed with deep nourishment and better digestion. Let's be honest, most solutions out there treat the symptom, not the system. Biotin without stomach acid is useless. Serums on a malnourished follicle is wasteful. And microneedling without blood flow is ineffective. PRP, peptides, oil, sculptures, these are amplifiers, but they can't override biology that is underviewed. So if you're low in iron, if your mitochondria are depleted, if your protein intake is low, your hair doesn't care what you apply. It needs to feel safe. It needs to be fed. So let's talk about what can actually help for us to build the foundations. Number 1, protein, 90 to 100 grams per day minimum. Split across meals, include collagen if tolerated. Without amino acid, we can't rebuild our hair. Minerals, it's time to test and track them. Zinc, ferritin, B6, magnesium. These are the cofactors in every repair pathway. Mitochondrial support, sunlight in the morning, CoQ10, gentle movement, avoid fasting if you're too exhausted. It suppresses T3 and estrogen even further. Blood flow, move, walk after meals, scalp massage, red light therapy. Our hair needs blood flow. Parasympathetic tone is slowly breathe before meals, stop multitasking while eating, and create one moment a day where your body feels safe enough to rebuild. And I have a video here on the number 1 food to regrow your hair and your system here for women over 40, and I'll link it down below so you can watch it. Hair is one of the most sensitive barometers of our internal depletion. It reflects what our body can afford to maintain. If our hair is thinning, it's not a cosmetic issue, it's a communication. And if we're still chasing surface solutions, it's because no one has taught us how to read that signal. But now we know. Start with our system, identify where the breakdown is, and build from the inside with the proper feel, rhythm, safety, and love. And that is how our hair will come back. If this video has helped you, then consider to give it a like and subscribe. My name is Crystal, the anti-inflammatory foodie, where we use food as medicine to nourish us from inside out.